ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरवे सर्वलोकानां ऋषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तमा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्धतामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे प्रह्लादचिन्तायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी स्तोतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम्। लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः।
चतुर्थोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येद कर्मणि च कर्म यः
कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत कर्मणि च कर्म यः
स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कृत्स्नकर्मकृत्।
स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कृत्स्नकर्मकृत्।
We are reading the commentary of Shankaranandiyam Gita Priyabodhini, and we have seen up to the line here, the last line, the fourth line. Antaha, Antaragra Kriya Bhavi. Up to that line also we have seen. Antaragra, from there we'll continue. Bhagavad Pada's Bhashyam itself is long, and this also long. So we don't have time to go through the beginning, otherwise every class we have to go through. So we'll start from here. Antaragra Kriya Bhave Bhagigi Panyadi Niroda Yodhat Manovyaparaika Mulatva Sarvata Siddhaye Indriya Kriya Sambhavacha. Antaha Agraha Kriya Bhave. Agrahanam is perception. Kriya, the act of perception. Bhave. It means when there is a perceiver. The sense of perception is perceiver. Perceiver means karta. Sense of being the doer. So Kriya Bhave, when there is an action. Actionism means the actor, the doer also is a doer. So Bhagigi, Panyadi, Nirodha Ayoga, Manovyaparaika Mulatva Sarvata Siddhahe. The doer accomplishes with Sarvata Siddhahe, the Sarvartha Siddhahe, for all Purushartha, accomplishment of all the Purushartha is possible only when there is a Vyapara for which the Manaha is the basis, backed up by the mind. Indriya Kriya Sambhavacha, Indriyani functions, and Panyadi, Karmendriyani. Karmendriya also function. Panyadi, Nirodha Ayogat. Nirodha is holding restriction, restricting Ayogat. So not connected with restriction. Means Karmendriyani functions, Bhagigi Karmendriyani, and Indriya Kriya Sambhavacha, Sarvata Siddhaye, the Purushartha, Artha, any goal, any end is accomplished. When the doer is there, there is action, and therefore there is the end which is accomplished. That is the doer performs the action, and the end is gained. Being karta, karma is done, and karma phalam is, the goal is accomplished. Aindriya nigraha kriyaya eva degaha nischalaha tishtati tad avave dega charanam va indriya charanam va syat tataha moda drishtya tu akarmani tushnim avasthane api कर्मदर्शनस्य न्याय दृष्टान्त अनुभव सिद्धत्वात् अकर्मणि कर्मदर्शनम् अविरुद्धं प्रामाणिकं च. So, we are answering to the Purva Pakshi. So here, Aindriya Nigraha Kriyaya Eva, Indriya, Aindriya, Tadita, Aindriya Nigraha Kriyaya. Restraining the sense organ. That is also a Kriya only. You are withholding the sense organ. That is also a Kriya. So Kriya is not only with the sense organs function. Withholding the sense organs also is a Kriya. The sense of withholding is the withholder Kriya Eva. It is an action. Because of withholding the sense organs, Degaha, the body doesn't move. Nischalaha, Chalana Abhava, Tad, Nischalaha doesn't function, doesn't move. Body doesn't function, doesn't act. Body doesn't act. Degaha, Nischalaha, Tishtati, Tad Abhave, in the absence of which. That is, in the absence of Indriya Graha, Tad Abhave, Dega Chalanam, there is movement of the body. By Indriya Chalanam, there is functioning of the Indriya, Syat. Tataha, therefore, from Tataha, Bodhadrishtya to Akarmani, Tushnim Abhavastane api. Bodhadrishtya, Drishti, the vision, Bodhadrishti, deluded vision. Because of the deluded vision, Akarmani is inaction, no action. That is Tushnim Avastane api. Karma Darshanasya, even though doesn't perform karma darshanasya nyaya drishtanta anubhava siddhatvat akarmani karma darshanam. It is not aviruddham, it is not opposite. It is pramanikam, also in keeping with pramana. Moda drishtya is moda drishtihi, deluded vision. Moda drishtihi yasya saha moda drishtya to akarmani tushtim avastane, because the body doesn't function. Therefore, the person thinks, I don't function. Akarmani, akarma darshanam, muda drishti. Whereas vidushaha, tushtim avastane api, karma darshanasya. And karma darshanam is keeping with nyaya, keeping with reasoning, nyaya, drishtanta, example, anubhava siddhatvat. Akarmani, karma darshanam, it is not opposite, and it is not contradictory, and it is pramanikam. It is pramanikam, Shastra says. Gita, Smriti says, Bhavecha, Abhava Darshanam. Abhavecha Bhava Darshanam. Ayuktamiti yat. Na. Bhave, in the presence, there is perception of absence. Darshanam. Seeing Abhava in Bhava and seeing Bhava in Abhava. It is Ayuktam iti Purvapaksha. If you say yat, that also na. By Dega Cheshtayaha Bhavatve api Bandhakatvena Abhavatulyatvat. Dega Cheshtayaha Bhavatve api. Dega Cheshtayaha, the Cheshta, the movement, function, Dega Cheshtayaha Bhavatve api Bandhakatvena Abhavatulyatvat. Even though the Sharira functions, but Bhavatve api. Cheshtayaha Bhavatva api, but that Cheshta, that karma, it is not Bandhaka. Therefore, it is equated to Abhava. So, Bhavatve Abhava. Bhave Abhava. Tulyatvat. Samanatvat. Because there is no Abhimana. There is no Aham Karta iti Abhimana with the Cheshta of the Sharira Indriya. So, therefore, Tulyatvat. Tatra karma abhava darshanasya upayuktatvat. Therefore, karma abhava, even though sharira cheshta is there, but karma abhava darshanam, seeing inaction, absence of action in the bhavatve, karma bhavatve, karma abhava darshanam, upayuktam, it is proper, yuktatvat, bhavecha, abhava darshanam, upayudyate. Therefore, in bhava, abhava darshanam, bhava darshanam, seeing absence in the bhava, absence of an absence in bhava, in presence. Bhava is that which here bhava, abhava meaning karma, karma. Bhave cha abhava darshanam, karmani akarma darshanam. That is what bhave abhava darshanam. So in the bhava there is abhava darshanam, that is tenable only, because the karma doesn't bind. Therefore, bhave akarma darshanam upapadyate. It is tenable. So above absence in the presence, absence of karma in the karma, in karma, karmani akarma darshan. That is the meaning of bhavecha abhava darshanam. When something is bhave, how can you have abhava darshan? When there is no kartrutva buddhi. Kartrutva abhave, bhave abhava darshanam. Kartrutva bhave, abhave bhava darshanam. That is what Shloka says. Akarmani karmayaha pashyat. Then the next line. Tushnim avastayam akarmani api uttaritya. Similarly, in the tushnim avastha, the state in which there is no action, tushnim, remaining quiet, keeping quiet. In that avastha also, that is akarmani, there is no physical action, there is no vega cheshta, sharira cheshta, not there. That also api uttaritya, as said before in the line of what we established, bhave akarma darshanam, uttaritya, akarmani karma darshanat, akarmani karma darshanat, tushtim avasthayam karma darshanat. That is akarmani karma darshanam cha upapanna taram eva. Is also upapannam, is also highly tenable. Ataha na kopi virodha, therefore there is no virodha, that there is no contradiction in akarmani karma darshanam. Yata karmani akarma darshanam, tadvat akarmani karma darshanam. Yata bhave abhava darshanam, tadvat abhave bhava darshanam api upapanna taram eva. Therefore, atra kopi virodha nasti. Siddhanta says, then this Siddhanti says. Now here, Purvapakshi raises a question. Nanu, vidushaha karmani akarma darshanam atita anagata vartamana sarva karma nirmokha yetutvena janmadibandha nivartakatvat kartavyam eva bhavati. Nanu, and akarmani karma darshanasya tu prayojana bhavat akarmani ja karma yaha pashyaditi vidihi nirartaka eva chet iti. Then we say na. So this is Purupakshi's argument. He says, karmani akarma darshanam, karmani in action, seeing in action, seeing inaction in action, and atita, that which has gone, anagata, that which has not come, vartamana, that is present. So all karma, sarva karma, from all karma, really, nirmokha hetutvena, the cause of being free from all the karma, types of karma, atita, anagata, vartamana. Karma darshanam, vidushaha, that is a hetu for moksha for a vidushaha. Janmadibandha nivartakatvat, janmadibandha nivartakatvat, kartavyameva, that is karmani akarma darshanam is kartavyameva vidushaha, because karma is the hetu, the janmadi bandha nivartakatva. Karma is the hetu which binds. Therefore, karmani akarma darshanam kartavyameva vidushaha. Vidushaha should do the action of seeing the darshanam, seeing kartavyam, darshanam kartavyam, inaction, because janmadi bandha nivartakatva, moksha hetu is karmani karma darshanam is a moksha hetu, and moksha is janmadi bandha, bondage, janma adi bara, janma jara vyadi maranam. So this janmadi bandha nivartakatva, because it frees oneself from the bondage of this samsara. Therefore, akarmani karma darshanam kartavyameva vidushaha. So vidusha should see inaction. Akarmani karma darshanasya tu, whereas seeing action in inaction, that too, there's no prayojana abhavat. Prayojana abhavat, akarmani karma, because no action. And there's no action, seeing action in that. That vidhi is nirarthaka, it is useless. So here the Purva takes it as vidhi, because kartavyam, darshanam, so as though it is vidhi, it takes everything as a vidhi. Vidhi means should be done. Vidhi nisheda pradhanam shastra. So maybe the Purva Pakshi may be a karma. For him, every word, the total shastra is vidhi nishedarthakam. So do's and don'ts, do. Tatri atma vare drashtavya shuttavya mantavya, when we say mantavya pratyaya, tavya should be done. So it is vidhi. It is not vidhi. Similarly, akarmani karma darshanam kartavyam is, it is not vidhi. In way he says, karmani akarma darshanam, okay, I accept. But akarmani karma darshanam, it has no prayojanam. Therefore, that vidhi is nirattakaha eva iti chet. If you say, then he says, so the Purvakti says, iti chet, eva iti chet, we say na. That is, in the shloka, karmani akarma darshanam, he accepts. Akarmani karma darshanam, there's no use. Prayojana abhavat. It is a contention for which we say, no, it is not so. That is also required. All these arguments are important to understand, to clearly see what Bhagavan says. Tasyapi akarma aspashta atma darshana sadatvena sapalatva upapattehe. Tasyapi means that is akarmani karma darshana. Tasyapi akarma aspashta atma darshana sadhana. That is sadhanam, the means for seeing the atma which is not clear. Atma, the knowledge, that atma darshan is aspashtam, not spashtam. Tasyapi. And atma doesn't have karma. Therefore, tasyapi sapalatvam asti, prayojanam asti. Sapalatvam, palena saha vartate, sapala, and sapalatvam, the status of being useful. Upapattihi. Tasyapi sapalatva upapattehe iti karanat, panchavi upapattehe. Sapalatva upapattehe. Therefore, akarmani karma darshanam is tenable only, because it has prayojanam. What is that? He says, Nishkriyam Shantamiti Nishkriyatva Shantatvayo Brahma Lakshanatva Shravanat Atrapi Nishkriyatva Shantatva Dharmavati Degendriya Vyapara Uparame Tushnim Avasthane Swarupa Brahmaha Syat Tatmabhut Iti Upadishati Akarmani Chakarmayaha Pashyati. This is answer we give. Nishkriyam Shantam iti. Atma, it is Nishkriya. Nishkriyam Brahma, Nishkriyam, it is Shantam. So Nishkriyatva Shantatva Yoga Brahma Lakshanatva Shravanat, it is heard from where? From the Shruti. Shravanat is Shruti. Pramanam is Shruti. So Brahma, the Brahma Lakshanam is Brahma is Nishkriya and Shanta. Therefore, Shantatvam Nishkriyatvam Nishkrit Brahma Lakshanatva Shravanat. Atrapi here also Nishkriyatva Shantatva Dharmavati. Nishkriyatva Shantatva Dharmavati. Dharmavan. Dharmavati. In the Dharmavati Saptami. Dharmavan, Dharmavanto, Dharmavati, that is Dehendriya. When the Deha doesn't act, it is Shantat, Niskriyatva Shantatva Dharmavati. Dehendriya Vyapara Uparame. When the Deha Indriya, they are restrained from Vyapara, from action. Tushtim Avasthane api. When it doesn't function, then it is in the Avastha, Tushtim Avasthane api. Swarupa Brahmaha, there is a Brahma, there is a delusion regard to the Swarupa, Syat, because Nishkriyatva Shantatva Dharmavati. Nishkriyatva Shantatva Dharmavati. Brahma is Nishkriya and Shanta, and Shariram Dehendriya Vyaparo Parame. That is also doesn't function. It remains quite Tushtim Avasthane. Therefore, there is a Brahma. There's a confusion taking the inaction of the Upadhi to be taking the because the Upadhi doesn't act. So taking that to be the Atma, taking that to be the Swarupa Brahma. Brahma doesn't have karma. So when Sharira doesn't perform karma, therefore there is a confusion. Therefore, when I don't do akarmani, akarma darshanam, akarmani, akarma darshanam is Brahma, Swarupa Brahma. Akarmani, karma darshanam is knowledge. That also required. Karma yata akarmani akarma darshanam, tadvata akarmani karma darshanam. The akarmani karma darshanam is what is knowledge is talked about. Akarmani akarma darshanam, it is not jnanam. That is Swarupa Brahma. So therefore, Nishkriyatva Shantatva Dharmavati. So Vyapara Uparame Tushtim Avasthane Swarupa Brahmagasya Tad Mahabhut. May that not happen. Therefore, Upanishad says, one should not mistake the inaction of the Upadhi, Shariyamana Sangata, Akarmani, to be Akarma Darshanam. That is why Karma Yaha Pashyet iti Upadishati Shastram. So therefore, it is not Nirartakaha, it is Sartakaha eva, Sapalatta Upapattehe, because there is Swarupa Brahma, there is mistaking the inaction of the Sharira Mana Sangata to be that body, mind, sense complex to be free from karma. It cannot be free from karma. So therefore, Tushtim Avasthane Swarupa Brahmaha Bhavati Tad Mabhut. Therefore, only this Upadesha is given. Karmani Karmaha Pashyet. You can see the Gita itself. Yaha, when it is talked about the one who controls the sense organs, who doesn't allow the sense organs to flow outwards, restraining the sense organs and sitting in a posture, but mind moves all over. So that person, Karmendriyani Sayyamya, Yaste Manasa Smaran. So Karmendriyani Sayyamya. Karmendriya doesn't function, body doesn't function. But what about Indriya? Indriyarthan Vimudhatma Mityacharasya Uchyate. Manasa Indriyarthan Smaran. Therefore, physically the person doesn't act, but there is Manasa. Even in Manasa also, if it is not there, there is a sense of withholding. So that is not Atma, that is not Brahma. So therefore, Swarupa Brahma Mabhut. Therefore, that Akarmani Karma, it is not redundant, it is not Nirartakaha, it is important, it is Sartakaha eva. Karmavat, Akarmanoho, karmavat akarmanaha api, aupadikatvat. Like karma, akarma also it is aupadika. It is upadi sambandha. Because there is upadi is involved. It's a sense of abhimana with the upadi is that I am not a doer. Ta doer, I am the doer. Similarly, I am not the doer also problem. The Jnani will not say I am doer, I am not the doer. Because the doership will come only when there is abhimana, even the non-doership also. Only when you have the sense of doership, to negate that you have to say I am not the doer. Jnana abhimana itself is not there. Then why should the Jnani say I am not the doer? So therefore, not the doer also implies upadika. Sorry, abhimana with the upadi. Therefore, upadikatva. And that is Purusha Tantra. Yata karma is Purusha Tantra, akarma is also Purusha Tantra. Purusha Tantratvat, Kartru Tantra. Therefore, Drishyatvat, it is seen, Drishyatvat, Vicharyamane, Sakriyatvat, when it is inquired, it is not doing also, it is a Kriya. Swayam Sakriyatvat, Swayam Atmanam Eva Pashyati, Eva Bhavati, Swayam Purusha Tantratvat, Swayam Anatma Eva Bhavati. Swayam Anatma Eva Bhavati, Sakriyatvat. It is anatma eva bhavati vicharyamane. So akarma also will become anatma. Yatha karma is anatma, akarma also anatma. So yam anatma eva bhavati. Akarmanaha aupadikatvat purushatantratvat drishyatvat vicharyamane sakriyatvat cha swayam anatma eva bhavati. Anatma is swayam because there is a sharira abhivana, therefore anatma eva bhavati. Tadrashta yaha eva atma iti bodhavyam. Therefore, tat drashta, the seer, yaha, the one who sees karmani karma darshanam, sahayeva atma iti bodhavyam. That is bodhavyam, the previous shloka, bodhavyam. Iti suchagitum upadishyate, akarmani cha karma yaha iti. The drashta, the seer, the one who sees karma in a karma, that seer, the sakshi, the witness, sahayeva atma iti bodhavyam. Because akarma is also anatma only. Abhimana with not doing is anatma only. Because of aupadikatvat. Karmavata tadvata akarmanaha api. Therefore, the seer is atma iti bodhavyam tato upadishyate. Therefore, suchayitum upadishyate. Akarmani karma yaha iti. Kincha, moreover, kincha akarmanaha api karmavat karmatva jnanena karma karmanoho ubayoho api अनात्मत्वे सिद्धे विदुषः तुष्टिम् अवस्थायाम् अकर्मणः निष्फलत्वात् तदपेक्षया लोक उपकारकत्वात् कर्मणि प्रवृत्तिः सफलाय इति सूचयति. Like the karmavat, like the karmatva jnanena karma kim karma iti bodhavyam karmana api bodhavyam akarmana api bodhavyam. Bhagavan said, should be known what is karma is. So karmatva jnanena, jnanam of what is karma, karmatva jnanam. Therefore, ubayoga, karma karmanoho api. Karma is anatma. Akarma is also anatma. Therefore, karma karmanoho ubayoga api anatmatve siddhe. When it is established that both are anatma. So therefore, vidushaha, tushtim avastayam, when he doesn't have any, vidusha is a jnani, he doesn't have anything to do. Therefore, akarmanah nishpalatvat, not doing, inaction, not doing nishpalatvat, it has no palam, nishpalatvat, because doesn't act, therefore there is no prayojanam. Tadapekshaya, from the standpoint of that, tadapekshaya, loka upakarakatvat, karmani pravrittihi saplaya. Instead of remaining not doing anything, he is vidushaha, jnani. He can do loka upakara, loka sangrahatan karyam kartum shakyate. Therefore, the pravritti will be sapalaya bhavati, will be fruitful. Iti suchayati. iti suchayati Bhagavan. But the Jnani did not do karma. The presence of Jnani itself is sufficient. That itself a big seva, a big loka sangraha. A big change happens in the society because of the presence of a Jnani. But here the author says, instead of remaining, not doing anything, because remaining, not doing anything is no prayojana. At least he can engage in loka upakara, loka sangrahatvat. Karmani pravritti is indicated, is suggested, and that will be fruitful. Therefore, it is suchayati. The author says, the Tika here, Shankara says, but it's okay. It is not, Vidusha doesn't need to do anything. His mere presence itself is a blessing. But the Jnanis and the other, like the Swami Purushottamananda, our great sadhu was there in Vasishta Guha. He established, in fact, many schools for the students, for the kids there in Haridwar, in Rishikesh. So, Lopaka Upakaratva. Because being Jnani, what he has done nothing to do. So, at least he can do some Loka Sangraha, or some action, some karya, can do. That will be Sapalaya iti Suchayati. The author says. Akarmani cha karmayaha iti yataha videhe sarvata sapalya. Therefore, akarmani. And also that karma will not bind the vidusha because he's a jnani, it's a vidwan. So therefore, loka sangrahatam. And also these we have seen Janaka and others, though they don't have anything to accomplish, but still they do karma away. Loka sangrahatam karma karoti. Therefore, loka upakarakatvat karmani pravrittihi, engaging in action will be sapalaya bhavati, fruitful. Therefore, akarmani karma, that this is the videhe, this vidhi is not, it is not nirartaka, it is sartaka, it is sarvata, always it is sapalyam eva. Palena sakavartate sapalyam. Then the Purupakshi raises another objection. Nanu. Karmani akarma darshanam cha ekakartarkam na bhavati. Important objection, and we have seen in Bhashyam also. Ekakartarkam na bhavati. It cannot be in the same person simultaneously. Either the person can be a karta or a karta. So akarmani karma darshanam. Seeing in action. So when the person is acting, he cannot be not the actor. Yes, when he's acting, he's an actor, he's a doer. When he's doing, he's a doer. When he's not doing, how can he be the doer? Therefore, it is not ekakartarkam na sambhavati. Because there is a viroda, paraspara viroda. When the person is acting, he is the actor. He cannot be the non-doer. When he's doing, he's a doer. Similarly, when he's not doing, he cannot be the doer. So therefore, both cannot be present. Ekakartarkam na sambhavati. Karmani akarma darshanam, akarmani karma darshanam. Cha ekakartarkam na sambhavati. Why paraspara viruddhatvena? There is it is mutually contradictory. Tayogo ekashrayatva ayoga. You cannot have the same ashraya. Karmani akarma darshanam. And akarmani karma darshanam. Both these cannot be present in the same person. Ekakartarkam na bhavati. Therefore, paraspara virodhatvana eka ashraya ayoga. You cannot have the same ashraya. You cannot be the same person. And vikalpo nahi vastu iti shruti vakya. Iti vastu brahma. Brahma is vikalpaha nahi. Brahma nahi vastu iti vastu Brahma is na vikalpaha. Doesn't variation doesn't vary. What can be varying and multifold and manifest is it's avastu. So iti dvaitam sarvam dvaitam itya eva pashita vidushaha. Iti dvaitam sarvam, everything which is dual, it is Mithya, iti Pashyataha, Vidushaha, Degendriya, Degendriya Dege Mityatvat, Tadashita, Akarmanaha api Mityatva Darshanam Yuktam. Deha, Indriya, etc. It is Mithya, therefore Tadashita. Karma has its Ashraya in the Deha Indriya, therefore that is also Mithya iti tenable. That is tenable for the Vidusha. But Natu Akarmani Karma Darshanam Yuktam. That is what he says is both cannot have the Ekakartrita. Karmani Akarma Darshanam, Akarmani Karma Darshanam. Because Paraspara Virodha is there. Dekendriya Deke Mithyatva, Dekendriya etc. They are Mithya. Therefore, karma which has Ashraya and Dekendriya, Ashraya is dependency. Dependency on the Dekha, that also Mithya. So that Mithyatva Darshanam is proper. But Akarmani Karma Darshanam, in inaction, action, seeing action, that is not Yuktam. In fact, that is what in the beginning itself he said. Karmani Akarma Darshanam is fine, but Akarmani Karma Darshanam, again you are saying Akarmani Karma Darshanam. Therefore, how can the same person be a Karta and Akarta? That is not possible. Either he is a Karta or not a Karta. Karmani Akarma Darshanam is a Karta. And Akarmani Karma Darshanam, how is it possible? How can the same person be a Karta? Once you say Akarta, then again become Karta. Eka Karta Tumna Sambhavati. That way. He says, Karmani Akarma Darshanam, it is fine. Because Mithyatva Darshanam is there. Therefore, Dekha the Ashraya, that karma also Mithya iti, Mithyatva Darshanam iti, Uttam eva. But Akarmani Karma Darshanam, it is not proper. Why? Tasya Dekha the Satyatva Jnanaika Sadhyatva. Because Akarmani Karma Darshanam implies the knowledge that Dekha, etc. are Satya. They are real. Dekha Dekhe Satyatve Kalu. When Dekha, etc. become Satya, real truth, they are real. Tadashita karma, akarmanaha pi satyatvam karvatam siddhyati. And akarma, because when the body doesn't move, then only we say it's tushtimbhavaha akarma iti. That akarma also gains the status of being satyam and karmatvam siddhyati. So dekha dekha satyatve kalu, what happens? That tadashita, dekha ashita akarma. Also being the status of being satyam, being the status of being karma, karmatvam siddhyati. Tatsiddho, when it is tatsiddho, when it is so, when it is tatsiddho, that is karmatva siddho, tatyatva siddho, what happens? Karmani, akarma darshanam siddhyati. That leads to what? Karmani akarma darshanam na siddhyati. That leads to contradicting the very first one. Seeing inaction in action, because Deha, etc. are real. So once it is real, then karma is real. How can you see akarma in karma? That also stands defeated. Nasiddhyati. Therefore, tasya mithyatva jnana nibandhanat. Because that mithyatva jnana nibandhanatvat, tasya, the mithyatva jnana is restricted by nibandhana. It is mithyatva jnanam. Tasya mithyatva jnanam nibandhanatvat. Bandhana nibandhana. Bandhana is bind because he is bound by the mithyatva jnana nibandhanat. Or the mithyatva jnanam is bound by the mithyatva jnanam. That is, yes, karmani akarma darshanam. Tatsiddho karmani akarma darshanam na siddhyati. Therefore the person will be bound by karma. Therefore akarma darshanam na siddhyati. Mithyatva jnana nibandhanat. When the mithyatva jnana is obstructed, because Dekha dekhe satyatve kalu, when Dekha etc. are real, then akarma also become real. When akarma becomes real, Dekha etc. becomes real. then Deghadi Ashaya Karma also becomes real only. There you cannot have Akarma Darshanam. So that is what he says. Mithyatva Jnana Nibandhanat. That is a hetu. Mithyatva Jnana Nibandhanatvat. Akarmani Karma Darshanam na siddhyati. When the Mithyatva Jnana with regard to the Sharira Vanasangata, that is Anatma, it is not there, it is restricted. Then what happens? Akarmani Karma Darshanam, that also na siddhyati. Na siddhyati eva. Therefore, Yamam Paraspara. Therefore, Akarmani Karma Darshanam, what happens? That leads to cancelling the Karmani Akarma Darshana. Therefore, Ekakatrakam Namavati iti Purva Pakshi's argument. It's a beautiful argument. Karmani Akarma Darshanam, that is fine. But Akarmani Karma Darshanam, na yukta. That is the argument. Ekakatrakam, the same person cannot be a karta, nakarta. Akarmani Akarma Darshanam, it is fine. He is akarta, you say. Again, Akarmani Karma Darshanam. How can the same person be a Akarmani Karma Darshanam be a doer? Either is a doer, non-doer. So he is a doer and non-doer when you say. Then there is a Paraspara Virodha. And when you say Akarmani Karma Darshanam, but the Sharia doesn't act, inaction, then Karma Darshanam means the Sharia gets the Satyatvam. Sharia gets the Karmatvam Siddhyati. Karmatva Siddhe, then what happens? Karmatva Siddhe, Akarmani Karmatva Siddhe, then Karmani Satyatva Siddhi, Sharirasya, Deghadeke. Then if Satyatva Siddhi, then Mithya Darshanam is negated. So Mithya Darshanam not there. Only when Mithya Darshanam is Karmani Akarma Darshanam is, that is Jnanam, that Mithyatva Jnanam, only when it is there, then only Karmani Akarma Darshanam. That Jnanam is Nibandhanatvat, when it is restricted by, when it is restricted, then what happens? Then Karmani Akarma Darshanam na siddhyati. Akarmani Karma Darshanam na siddhyati. Therefore, Akarmani Karma Darshanam bhavet. Then Karmani Akarma Darshanam na siddhyati. Mithyatva Jnana Nibandhanatvat. Therefore, there is a Paraspara Virodha between the two. One, Karmani Akarma Darshanam. With that, you should have stopped. You should not say Akarmani Karma Darshanam. Ekakartakam na sambhavati. Paraspara Virodha is, therefore, that leads to contradiction. Contradiction leads to what? Satyatva Buddhi with regard to the Deghadi. But Satyatva Buddhi is whether the Deghadi, they act or not. Satyatva Buddhi is when they don't act, it is when they don't act, it is when that is Akarmani, it is real. Then what about when it acts? It is all the more real ever. So Mithyatva Darshanam gets hindered, gets obstructed, Vandhanatvat. Therefore, Tatsiddhav Karmani Akarma Darshanam, that the first clause itself gets defeated. Iti. Evam Paraspara Viruddha Yoga. Eka Purusha Adhikaranatvam na sambhavati. It cannot be the same person. This point also we have seen in the Bhashya. This objection. Eka Purushasya Asambhavat. It cannot remain the same person. Karmani Akarmayaha Pashyet. Akarmani Chakarmayaha iti yet Shabda Dvaya Shravanat. Bhagavan says Karmani Akarmayaha Pashyet. Akarmani Chakarmayaha iti Shabda Dvaya Shravanat. You have stopped with Karmani Karmaya Pashyet. Why should he say again? Shabda Dvayam. Akarmani Karma, Akarmani Cha Karma, Shabda Dvaya Shravanat. Therefore, Eka Purusha Adhikaranatvam Paraspara Viruddhatvat na sambhavati. Since there is a mutual contradiction between the two, that is, a person can be a karta or it can be an akarta. He cannot be a karta at the same time be a akarta. So, is akarta means is akarta. Is akarta means is akarta eva. Karmani akarma darshanam. Akarmani api akarma darshanam. That is what the Purvapakshi says. But akarmani akarma darshanam has problem. That is what we are going to say. Akarmani karma darshanam. That is proper. But not understanding the teaching. That's why this doubt comes. Eka Purusha Adhikaranatvam, Ekashrayatvam na sambhavati. Ekakartrakam na sambhavati. That leads to dosha iti, the Purvapakshi argues. That leads to dosha, dosha what? That defeats the first clause itself. Karmani karma darshanam leads to dismissing the karmani akarma darshanam. Not understanding this argument is, even it's not that, it is for our understanding. It is for us to make very clear about what we understand. That's why this argument is put forth. So therefore, Shabdadvaya Shavanat, it is Shabdadvayam, that is Karmani Akarma, that is one. Akarmani Karma, Shabdadvaya Shavanat. So Paraspara Viruddhatvam Asti Ekapurusha Adhikaranatvat. Therefore, Ekapurusha Adhikaranatvam na sambhavati. Paraspara Viruddhayogo Tayogo. Ekapurusha Adhikaranatvam na sambhavati. But Ekapurusha Adhikaranam is there because there is a Shabdadvaya Shava. Shabdadvayam. Therefore, Tataha Ubayoho, Tataha Tayoho, Binna Purusha Ashrayatvam eva iti. Therefore, you have to take it as Binna Purusha Ashrayatvam. That is, Karmani Akarmaya Pashyet is for one person, Akarmani Karmaya Pashyet for another person, not to the same person. That is not a mandate for the same person. If you take it as a vidhi, let the person see Akarma in karma. That is for one set of people, one person. And Akarmani karma is another person, not for the same person. Because Shabdadvayam, there is a prayoga of Shabdadvayam, two words. Therefore, Binna Purusha Ashrayatva Asti. Iti. Purvapakshi. It may seem that that makes sense, but it is not. It is not Binna Purusha Ashrayatvam. It brings a problem. That we have to understand what is the problem also. Akarmani Karma Darshanam, it is for the other person. Karmani, all these things already we have discussed in the Bhashyam. Karmani Akarma Darshanam, that is knowledge. Akarmani Karma Darshanam, that also, even though the body doesn't function, but it is since there is doership is there, therefore it is karma eva. That is what Ishtoka, this is what the Bhagavan says. So it is not that akarmani karma darshanam. It is akarmani karma darshanam. It is not for the different person. It is for the same person because here knowledge is involved. Therefore, this Upadesha is for the same person. Yata karmani akarma darshanam tadvat akarmani api karma darshanam. You have to say the both things. When Sharira performs karma, the action, the one who knows Ahamatma, it doesn't perform. Even though Sharira acts, it doesn't act. When the Sharira doesn't act, it should not be equated with Akartrutvam. Because the person has got Abhimana, Sharira, but it doesn't act, doesn't mean his Atma is Ajnani Eva. Therefore, because he has got Kartrutva Buddhi, therefore one should see karma in that. That is Jnanam. Therefore, it is Eka Purusha Ashrayatva. That is Binna Purusha Ashrayatva. So, if it is Binna Purusha Ashrayatva, then Akarmani Karma Darshanam, what happens? It is for a different person, Karmani Karma Darshanam for Akarmani Karma Darshanam for Jnani. That is for Vidwan. Then Akarmani Akarma Darshanam. Then Akarmani Karma Darshanam, it is for another set of people that Akarmani Karma Darshanam, if it is said, then what will happen? That is what we discussed. If Akarmani Karma Darshanam is, then Sharira, etc. will get Satyatvam, will become real. When it becomes real, then The first one also, karmani akarma darshanam also, karma, which has ashraya in deha, dehadi, that also becomes real. That fourth, if it is ekapurusha ashrayatva, we have the defect of cancelling the first clause. Therefore, it should be binna purusha. The argument. We say no, it is not binna purusha ashrayatva, ashrayatvam. It is same only. Because the knowledge involves both. What is karma and what is karma? That is what Bhagavan says. Karmanaha abhibodhavyam, akarmanaha abhibodhavyam. Vikarma also, what is vikarma should be known. That is knowledge. But then only knowledge is complete. Therefore, tataha ubayoho, tataha tayoho, binna purusha ashyatam eva iti, the Purva Pakshi, he contends. For that we say no. Vidushaha ubayatrapi, Jnani ubayatrapi, both nityata darshanasya eva vivakshitatvat. Nityata darshanam ubayatrapi, with regard to both. For whom? It's for the vidwan, ekapurusha. It is vivakshitatvat. Yata dehendriyadehe tat karmanaha apita apicha nityata drashtavyam. Yata dehendriyadehe karmacheshta, the action of deha, indriya, etc. That is mithyatvam drashtavyam. Yata mithyatvam drashtavyam. With regard to the karma of deha, indriya, tadvat, similarly, tad vyapara uparasyapi, uparamasyapi, mithyatvam drashtavyam. Similarly, when the vyapara uparama, when there is cessation of action of deha, indriya, there also mithyatvam should be drashtavyam. Therefore, it is for the vidwan, ubayatrapi mithyatva darshanasya vivakshitatvat. Therefore, it is ekapurusha. It has ekapurusha ashrayatva. Atu binna purusha ashrayatva. Further we say, ubayoho api avidya karya bhuta degashayatvena avastutva avisheshat anyata veda drishtehe ashubha moksha asambhavat. Ubayoho api, both. Ubayoho api avidya karya bhuta degashayatvena. Both has got avidya karya ashrayatvam. Avidya karya bhuta degashrayatvam. Dega, which is avidya karya. Dega is avidya karya. You know, because it is a product. So deha is avidya karya, ajnanam, it is because of karma. Therefore, deha is avidya karya. So avidya karya bhuta deha ashrayatvat, degashrayattvena avastu is anatma. Avisheshat is completely. It is there is no vishesha. Vishesha means it's particular. It is avishesha, not avishesha. That is a hetu. So avastutva avisheshat. So avastutva avisheshat. Otherwise, anyata veda drishtehe ashubha moksha sambhavat. Bhagavan said moksha sambhavat. Moksha sambhava is ashubhat moksha se iti. Ashubha moksha becomes untenable, not possible, when there is a veda drishti referring to the person. So the person who has got veda drishti, for him, from the ashubha samsarat, moksha is not possible. So therefore, here avishesha, avastutva avisheshat. Vishesha means specifically. Avishesha means not specifically, not generally, not particularly, generally. Avastutva avisheshat. Avidya karya bhuta dehashaya tveda avastutva avishesha. So, both, that is, both means karmani akarma darshanam, akarmani karma darshanam. So in both, that is when the sharira acts, when the sharira do not act. Sharira means sharira indriya. Degha deghe cheshta, adegha deghe acheshta. Both. So inaction or action. Inaction or the action and inaction. That is avidya karyabhuta degashrayatvena avastutva visheshat. Therefore, Veda Drishtahe, when there is a Veda Drishti, Veda Drishtahe referring to the person who has got Veda Drishti, for him, moksha sambhava, there is impossibility of moksha, upayogo api. Upayoga api means in both ways. In both ways, the mithyatvam drashtavyam. Avidya karyabhuta degashrayatvena, therefore mithyatvam drashtavyam. So, tad abhabe. Avastutva avisheshat mityatvena degadi ashrayatvena, that is avidya karyabhuta degadi ashrayatvena, mityatam drashtavyam. But when there is, for the one who has got Veda Drishti means it is not Eka Purusha, it is for different Purusha, then moksha is not tenable. Moksha is impossible. So therefore, he says, since this karma, akarma, bhubayoga, both, this Atma is always avikriyaha. Atma always doesn't do any karma. Avikriyaha eva Atma sada. So therefore, there is no question of karma. So karma, akarma always we say with regard to the sharira here. Therefore, it is as ashraya in the sharira. And that is avastu. It is anatma. So therefore, one has to distinctly understand that from Atma. One has to understand distinctly Atma from this. In the absence of which, what happens? There is a Veda Buddhi, there is Veda Drishti. And the Veda Drishti, for the one who has Veda Drishti, for him moksha is not possible. Yaha karma akarmanogo upayogo, both. Upayogo referring to karma akarmanogo. Karma and akarma. Tad ashrayasyapi nityatvam eva nishchityam. Nityatvam eva vinishchitya tad adhishtanam param brahma nishkalam nishkriyam shantam anantam akandam anandaityarasam idam eva aham iti akandarasam idam eva aham iti swatmana vigyaya tadatmana tishtati cha eva ashubhat muktah bhavati atah anyata atmanam pashyatah na muktihi iti. So karma karmanoho, that is upayogo, both karma and akarma, which has ashraya tadashrayasyapi. Karma and akarma as its ashraya on the Veda, therefore it is mithya iti. That is what previous sentence also said. Upayoga means karma karmanoho. And they have the ashraya in the Deha. Deha the ashrayatva. And it is avastu. Iti avastu. If it is not understood, then there is Veda Buddhi. If it is not Upayoga, Veda Drishti. And Veda Drishti will not lead to moksha. Therefore, karma karmanoga upayoga as ashrayam in the dehadi, and dehadis are mithya, iti eva nishchitya. Having understood this very clearly ascertaining this, understanding this. Tad adhishtanam. It's karma karmanoga adhishtanam. This mithya must have adhishtanam. So therefore, what is adhishtanam? Param Brahma. And that is nishkalam, without any parts, and it is without any action. So nishkalam, nishkriyam, shantam, it is shantam, anantam, akandaikarasam, it is shanta, it is ever shanta, it is always shantam, Brahma is shantam, anantam, it doesn't have any limit, limitless, akandam, doesn't have division, it is anandaikarasam, it is ananda swarupa, idam eva ahamiti, that is me. This swatmana vigyaya, that atmana tishtati, tada atmana tishtati, then he becomes free from ashubha samsara, ashubhat muktah bhavati. Anyata atmanam pashyataha, the one who sees atma other than this, anyata atmanam pashyati, other way. For him there is no mukti, there is no moksha. Muktihi na sambhavati. So mukti sambhava is only when understanding that adhishtanam brahma aham asmi iti. Ubayogo mityatvam Pashya Drishtva. So Drishtva. Ubayogo mityatvam Drishtya. Ubayogo is karma karmanoho. Karma and karma akarma as Dehadi, as its Ashraya, and therefore they are Mithya. Dehadi Ashraya, therefore it is Mithya, therefore Mithyatam Ministitya. The one who understands that Adhishthana Brahma Ahamasmi, for him only there is Mukti. Anyata Atmana Meha Pashyati, Tasya Mukti na Sambhavati. One who sees the Atma in any other way, Anyata, other way. For him there is no Mukti, there is no Moksha. So, Anyata Atman means Veda Drishti. One who sees Atma as different from the Veda Drishti, Ashva Moksha Sambhavat. So, that is what he is explaining. Veda Drishti, Ashva Sambhavat. Iti, that Vakyam was there. So, that is, he says. So, therefore, Karma Karmanoho, Dehadi Ashriyatvam. And Dehadi are Mithya. So, having clearly ascertained this, Drishtana Brahma Ahamasmiti Janati Tasya Mukti Bhavati. Anyata na Bhavati. Tasmat. Tayoho Eka Purushashriyatvam, to Aneka Purushashriyatvam. Therefore, it is clear, it is Eka Purushash, it has Eka Purushashriyatvam, Tayoho, Natu Aneka Purushashriyatvam, not for different person, it's for the same person. Tayoho, Karmani, Akarmayaf Pashyet, as well as Akarmani Karmayaf Pashyet. It is for the same person only. Natu Binna Purusha Ashriyatvam. It is not for different person. If it has been a Purusha Ashriyatvam, we have the dosha. The dosha that Akarmani will get Satyatvam. Once it gets Satyatvam, then Karmani Akarma also. Karma also will get Satyatvam, and that will get defeated. Therefore, it has a dosha. Therefore, it has dosha iti, the Purva Pakshi who contended for him, we say, both karma and akarma, both have got Dekha the Ashraya. Therefore, Ubayogo Mithyatvam Drashtavyam. Tad Adhisthana Brahma Agamasmiti Drashtavyam. Satyanena Mukti Bhavati. Therefore, it is Eka Purusha Ashriyatvam iti, we say. The Siddhanti is countered. Okay, then we may ask why Shabdadvayam is required. Karmani Akarma Pashyat alone is sufficient. Why should we require Akarmani Karma Pashyat? That is why it is required. It is to make the knowledge very clear, free from any doubts, free from any vagueness, for clear understanding, for easy understanding. Yate Shabdadvayam tu, Yatova Imani Bhutani Ityatra Yata Tata. Bodha Saukaryatam Eva Natu Grihitra Veda Siddhyartam. Yatova Imani Bhutani, the Acharya quotes as an example. Here Shabdadvayam Imani Bhutani, the Shabdadvayam, just say Imani Bhutani, Imani, Arimani Bhutani. So Shabdadvayasya Prayogaha Drishyate Atra Yatha here. Similarly here also. It is only for Bodha Saukaryartam, for easy understanding. Natu Grihitra Bheda Siddhyartam, not to establish the different Grihitra, different persons. Not to prove Binna Purusha. It is Eka Purusha. So the Upadesha is for Eka Purusha. Bodha Saukaryartam eva. It is for easy understanding. It is said. Therefore, because it is said, Shabdadvayasya Prayoga Drishyate, therefore it is not for Binna Purusha, it is for not to establish Binna Purusha, Grihitra Veda. Grihitra Yaha Vrinnati, Saha Grihita, Grihitra, the preceptor. It is not for the different people, it is for the same person. Not to establish different people, different persons, it is the same person. And also, second line of the shloka, Saha Buddhimaniti, there only Ekavachanam. If it is Binna Purushaya, then the mantra shloka must have been Tau. The Tau, and one is buddhiman, other one is abuddhiman, he has to say. Doesn't say. Karmani yaha karma pashyet. Karmani yaha akarma pashyet. Saha buddhiman. Akarmani yaha karma pashyet. Saha buddhiman only. So buddhiman iti ekavachanam. That's what he says. Saha buddhiman iti ekena eva tat shabdena upasamhara. The mantra the shloka concludes by saying buddhiman. Bhagavan says buddhiman. Buddhiman is ekavachanam. The ekena eva. Therefore it is ekapurusha. So therefore that shabdadvaya prayogaha natu vigitra veda siddhyartam kintu boda saukaryartam buddhima sayuktaha iti ekavachanam is used. So therefore evam karmani akarma darshanam cha yaha karoti. That is how we have to take yaha karoti, yaha pashyati, shastrataha, in keeping with the shastra, acharyataha, from the upadesha of the acharya, and yuktitaha also logic. Shastra, acharya, yukti. Cha anubhuti tascha, also anubhuti, experience. Sakayeva manushyeshu. That alone, that person alone, manushyeshu, adhikritaha, sarvashastreshu buddhiman, atmatatvajnaha. That person is buddhiman, is the knower of atma. Sakayeva yuktaha yogi, is a yuktaha, is a yogi, cha. And that person is alone Krishna karma krita. He is the performer of all the karma. All the karma is Sarvesham Shautanam, all the Shauta, Shruti Vigita and Smartanam, Atiresham cha. Other Atiresham Karmanam cha. Punya Karmanam cha Karta Bhavati. So he is the Karta of all the Shauta karma, Shauta Smarta karma. Not only that, all the Punya karma. He is the doer of all the Punya karma. Why we say this? He is the doer of all the Punya karma. Yes, he's quoting from, the author here is quoting from Shruti, Chandogya Upanishad, from the Chandogya Upanishad, the Upasana section. Chandogya Upanishad from 6th chapter onwards, the Upanishad, the teaching starts. Before that, Upasana. So he's quoting from the Upasana, where the Hiranyagarbha Upasana is talked about. Samvarga Upasana. The Upasaka will get karma pala of all the people. Punya karma pala of all the people. So whatever a person does, the punya does, it all goes to him. So he is the performer of all the karma. So Krishna karma krita. He has done everything to be done. All the punya accrues to that person. That's a story, and as well as the Upanishad explains to Drishtanta. So that the author quotes here. That requires some explanation that we will see in the next class. Yatha kritaya vitaya dhareyaha samyantvena enam sarvam tadavi sameti yatkincha prajaha sadhu guruvanti yastadveda yat saveda. The Shravanam, therefore it is Shruti, Chandogya. The Sarvani Sarva Lokeki Kritani Punya Karmani Anena Kritani Bhavanti Ityartha. Sarva Lokeki Kritani. Karma done by all the people. What karma? Punya karma, not the Papa karma. All the karma Anena Kritani Bhavanti. It is done by this person alone. It means all the Punya karma accrue to this person. That person is Sarva Krishna Karma Krita. The idea is, because Jnanam is involved, therefore, the result of Jnanam is Aparichinnam. It is infinite. So the result of Parichinna karma, all the Parichinna karma are included in this Aparichinna Jnana Palam. That is the idea. For that, it goes to the Chandogya Upanishad. Chandogya Upanishad, there it's a Upasaka. It is Upasaka, it performs the Samvarga Upasana, by which gets a Punya Palam of all the people. So whatever Punya Pala you do, I do. Everything goes to that person because he has done the Upasana. So therefore he is called Krishna Karma Krita. The idea is the person gains mukti, gets krama mukti. So mukti is free. So therefore in moksha, the palam is not parichinnam, it is aparichinna palam. The difference between finite and infinite is infinite. Karma giving a limited result, parichinna palam. Karma gives only parichinna palam. And jnanam while Jnana Phalam is Aparichinnam. So different, therefore, all the Karma Phala, the finite results are included in the infinite results, Moksha Phala. So that is the idea. So that alone is presented through here. The Drishtanta and the story. We'll stop here and we'll see that in the next class. So this is what is explaining the word Krishna Karma Krita. Sayukta Krishna Karma Krita. Sabudhivan Manusheshu Sayuktaha Krishna Karma Krita. That is Krishna Karma Krita. To explain this is important. Okay, we will stop here. And this Eka Purusha Ashtrayatvam. You can check the Bhashyam also. There also we have seen Binna Purusha Ashtrayatvam va Eka Purusha Ashtrayatvam. It is an interesting discussion. Yeah, how the commentator thinks and presents the argument. Binna Purusha Ashrayatvam, if it is Binna Purusha Ashrayatvam, then Moksha Aprasangaha. If it is Binna Purusha Ashrayatvam, Moksha Aprasanga Siddhi Bhavati. Therefore, it is Eka Purusha Ashrayatvam. Eka Purusha Ashrayatve Sati Moksha Prasangaha. Otherwise, Anirmoksha Prasangaha. Binna Purusha Ashrayatve Sati Anirmoksha Prasangaha. Aneka Purusha Ashrayatve Sati Anirmoksha Prasangaha. If Anirmoksha Prasangaha, then Sa Buddhiman, Sa Manusheshu, Sa Yuktaha, Sa Krishna Karma Krita, all the words will be meaningless. The second line of the shloka will be meaningless. We cannot connect with the first shloka. So Binna Purusha Ashrayatvam or Eka Purusha Ashrayatvam. So in keeping with the second line, where all the Ekavachanams are used, Buddhiman, Yuktaha, Krishna Karma Krita. Krishna Karma Krita Ekavachanam. Krishnam, Savastam, Karma Karoti. It means he has done that to be done, nothing else to be done. So all he has done, it means he has gained the infinite end results, after which what is there to accomplish? Therefore, all the finite are included in infinite, and it is used Ekavachanam, referring to the person. So that also, in second line also says, from that we can infer, it is Eka Purusha Ashrayatvam. So that is what the author says here. The Tika Bhashya here, Shankaranta says here. So Eka Purusha Ashrayatvam. Binna Purusha Ashrayatve, the second one will defeat the first one, and therefore it is Mithya, not Mithyata Darshanam. Mithyata Nibandhanatvat Anatma Darshanam eva, not Atma Darshanam. Atma Darshanam is Jnanam. Anatma Darshanam is Ajnanam, that is Samsara. Therefore, Katam Mokshaha Sambhavati. Ashibat Samsarat Mokshaha na Sambhavati. That is why he said, Veda Drishtehe Anatma Darshanatva. Because he has got Anatma Darshanam. Anatma Darshanam means Veda Drishti. Veda Drishtehe, for the one who has got Veda Drishti. Moksha Asambhavat, Veda Drishtehe. Moksha is not possible. Because Veda Drishti. Veda Drishti means Anatma Drishti. Two things, Atma and Anatma. So Veda Drishhtehe, Moksha Sambhava, Moksha Asambhava. Abeda Drishhtehe, Moksha Sambhava. Therefore, Abeda Drishti, for Abeda Drishti, both have to be presented. For Abeda Drishti, the second thing is presented for Bodha Saukaryatam. Bodha Saukaryatam. So it's a beautiful discussion. I tried my best to explain this. Certain things are not possible to translate. We have to enjoy Sanskritam as it is. Siddhyati, how to translate? Siddhyati can translate. But without it's Sanskritam, as it is, makes sense. We don't require any translation. Sometimes difficult to translate also. Okay. And it is not yet over. This another 2 pages. I thought I will complete today quickly, but not able to do it. Interesting discussions come also. We'll see. We'll continue next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavada.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.